We are going to totally rip a new one, criticize, tear apart a technology, one of the legacy technology companies that a lot of people love to hate. There is new reason to hate them. I found new reason. I can't believe it.
How you doing?
I have audio confirmation. I have, what do I have? SpeakerBot's trying to come up. Who is that technology company? If you're in chat, who do you think it is that has got me totally irate? I'm trying not to use the words that I really want to use. So stupid. So messed up. We talked about it before, but I got new stuff, new material on them today. Criminy Christmas. Who do you think it is? Has anybody got that? Daniel Pert thinks it's Microsoft. No, nope. It could have been. You could have been on case. You could have been on point with that. We start with the Doug rant. Yeah. What company is that? There's somebody in chat. There might be somebody new in chat today that knows the answer. And you know who I'm talking about. If it's you. There's somebody, maybe somebody new in chat today that knows what company I'm talking about. Oh, it's gotten worse. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do something a little unusual. This is blackberry bubbly sparkling water, because I am totally. I have to lift my arm up. My arm is so weak and strained because of the yard work that I did this morning. I need me some. There it is. There it is. I need me some kind of pick me up. This is sparkling water. What do they say? 0 calories, no sugar. My grandson got me onto these sparkling waters. It's clear, no matter what flavor you get. I am totally like, I got tons and tons of these. I got like, I don't know, 12, 15 different flavors. This is blackberry. Yeah, there you are, Paul. We got a new Paul. I think this is the third Paul for us. This is a new Paul today. Okay, 2 out of 3 guess. YouTube. No, Paul's got it. It's Yahoo. What a yahoo. Oh my gosh. Paul, I've got a new one for you. I haven't even told you this one yet. Against outguessing, it's ghetto. Otherwise known as Josh Kinder, for those who don't know. Paul is new here. He will become a moderator in short order. And he says, no, meaning I've got a new criticism of Yahoo for him. Actually, it's going to help you a little bit, though, Paul. It's because of the last question you asked me. It took me down a rabbit hole that actually came up with a solution for the last question that you asked me. And I'm going to have to clue people in to the conversations that Paul, Kay, and I have been having about this Yahoo system. I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to say, just get off Yahoo. Well, people have a lot of accounts that they've signed up for. That's not so easy to do. But there are ways to fix the complaints people have about Yahoo. The problem is trying to understand how to get to the solution that you want. They do not make it easy. Just Me says, is Yahoo still around? Oh yeah. They've got a huge. I haven't looked at the numbers, how they rank among email providers, but it's still huge. Everybody, I have clients who were originally AT&T.net address, and still have an email address, AT&T.net or SBCglobal.net is their email address. They are now forced to use Yahoo because Yahoo has absorbed those addresses. AT&T no longer has an interface for, if you go to att.net and try to sign in with your att.net or your sbc.global address, it takes you to Yahoo. You have no choice. Oh yeah, Yahoo's still around. Oh my gosh. Phil Stodd says Verizon.net uses AOL for its mail client. Yeah, why can't you people handle your own email? Well, it's because email is such a problematic thing. Ken Stout, hello. He says, I am Groot. That was early this morning. No, that was last night. 7:14 a.m. Daniel Pert checks in, and he got a number 1. Ken didn't. This was before showtime on the day of the show. Ken had a message in before him, and he didn't even rank. Chris says, I am Groot. Daniel Pert, still number 1. Morton, hello. Scott, hello. Rick Lakes, hello. Greg M, hello. It says, I don't know how long I'll be in chat. It's been a frustrating week tech-wise, RMAs included. I hate RMAs. They're not that bad, I suppose. I just don't like doing them. As you can tell, for those, some of you know, I have 4 RAM modules right there from Big Beast that are total 128 gigabytes that are defective. 2 of the boards test bad. They've been sitting around. Could have been, it may have been a year since I determined that they were bad, and they're just sitting around waiting for me to do an RMA on them. Not really excited about, because I'm not hurting without that memory. I'm hurting without the memory that's up here. That's a problem. Darren Gilholm, hello. Alice Jones, hello. Scott, happy birthday, Singapore. 60th National Day today. How about that? Happy birthday to, no, I'm getting a copyright claim for that. That's a copyrighted song. That's why you can go into a restaurant, the staff won't sing that version of happy birthday to you. Let's see, who else we got here? Jeff Raymond. This is still all before showtime. Daniel Emberley updated 2 PCs to Windows 11 last night and this morning. Finally decided it was not too early to do so. I think I like that reasoning. It's not too early to do so. Scott, John Downey, and Alice given a link to the National Day Parade today in Singapore. It was a great event. Awesome. Alice is sometimes travels to Singapore. She's normally based in the US, I'm pretty sure. Oh, John, I accidentally updated it about 18 months ago. Never had an issue. Seldom ball, hello. People saying hellos to each other's. Ah, yeah, Yahoo. Oh my gosh. Phil Stodd, DougBetts here. Scanning. Doug Rant, Rick Lakes. I might be missing names now. There's Greg M. Ran Israel. Hi, Doug. Is Doug there? Oh, I didn't even turn on my computers till about 20 minutes before showtime. So I was out in the yard doing work. I got this new gas-powered hedge trimmer. So I was going to town on my hedges. And man, my arms are just so weak. And then I went and took a shower, and bada boom, bada bing, I eventually got here and turned the machines on and just barely got it together. Yeah, it wasn't Amazon that we're going to rip apart. Not Ghetto Inc. But Paul says, yeah, it's Yahoo. So we got to give Paul points right away for getting that right. And this is Paul's first experience with points. So I push the button and nothing happens. Oh, there it is. Let's see if we get a confirmation. To see a confirmation, come down here, add points, 1,000 to Paul. Come on. Rigged. Yeah, there it is. Paul's been given 1,000 points. Paul, points are redeemable for absolutely nothing. They're just points. For the points of it. You get the point? Okay, so I got to tell you some things about what Paul and I have been talking about. I'm not going to try to get everybody's. Yeah, Yahoo Finance. There's some stuff that Yahoo does that people really cling to. I have been getting the most complaints from many of my clients for the last year with problems that they are having. Let's see, from what? Is that a continuing from something else he said? Let's go look at the rest of Daniel's stuff. What else has he said? Do not use Yahoo, nor do I ever recommend it to anybody for at least 15 years. Yeah, I never advise somebody to go to it. Somebody's got it. I've been getting the most complaints from many of my clients for the last year with problems that they're having. I'm assuming you mean with Yahoo. Yeah, people are right, justifiably. I'm working on a new video about Yahoo, and that's what Paul's kind of a part of. Unwittingly, he didn't know that he was going to become a source for me. I have a still sbcglobal.net email address, and that takes you to Yahoo, right? Unless you're accessing that through like Outlook or some other email client. Of course, I didn't rank its rig. Oh yeah, well, he's number 2 now, but he didn't rank yesterday by YouTube. YouTube has a point system, and I have a point system. Never the twain shall meet. Should we tell Doug he's pointing to the WD-40 can? I was pointing to memory modules there. The WD-40 is up there. I think that's the memory modules down there. Yeah. That's right. All right, skimming. No more copyright. Oh, is the happy birthday song not copyrighted anymore? Is it out? Expired? Can be sung. Court decision made it so. Okay, I didn't know that. Great. That does not mean you want me to sing it. Just to be clear. Ken DePaul, use it all the time on the Homies show. Oh, the happy birthday song, I guess he means. Or is it Yahoo that he means? I don't know. But that's a conversation between them. Hello, Jinkster. Hello, Josh Kinderghetto. Paul says, thanks for the points, probably. Copyright expired a decade ago. All right. Yeah, well, when that was big news, maybe, I don't know, let's say it was 15 years ago. That's still what my memory considers recent memory, because what I did last week, I don't remember. So there's a big gap. Then whatever happened 15 years ago, that's recent memory because there's nothing in between. Just kidding. It's not that bad. Just like the wonderful XP. In fact, rumor has it that LWTDB, which is my channel, for those who don't know, Live Windows Training-DougBetts, was in on the birth of XP. Oh, you know what? I don't know what's the point. The point for doing a video about Yahoo is there's a lot of people that need help with it. That's one of the most frequent comments I get is, let's come right over here. Now I got distracted again. See, hear this. Hate the new Yahoo. Thank you so much for posting how to go back. This one was not Yahoo. Oh, this mouse. This one, Yahoo. Not seeing it if you don't see it. Yeah, I think this person is wrong when they said there. This one, thank you. I mean, it's one of the things that I get the most comments about, and people saying thank you. It's a big deal. Appreciate the help. Thank you so much. That's the point. A lot of people need help with it because it's so bad. So bad. Oh, I wanted to check on whether my audience setting got changed again. No, we're on live commentary. Which means if you are watching this show and you have not previously been approved, then right down here, you're going to see a message that says live commentary mode. I think is the way it's worded. I can show that to you right here. If I go into new incognito window, anytime you're trying to get to my channel, if you do youtube.com/LWTDB/live, that'll take you to the current live stream or the next scheduled live stream if there's one scheduled. If not, it'll take you to my channel page. Now, since I'm in incognito mode, I'm getting commercials, so I just pause that. If you're not approved for the chat room, what you're going to see over here is live commentary mode. And in order to get approved for chat, you have to leave a comment on any of my videos asking to be approved for the chat room. If people remind me during the show to go check, I'll go check so that I can approve you during the show. But you won't be able to chat until you get approved for the show for chatting. See, in this incognito mode, I'm not signed in. It's a way to fight against the trolls, and I'm sorry, they're a real thing. Okay. Now, Paul and I have been in communications through email. I think the first, I think, Paul, let me know if this is right. I think you left a message, a comment on a video, and I responded to that pretty quickly, like within minutes, because I happened to see it come in. And then you sent me an email, and then we've had multiple emails back and forth. Now, Paul, I think you probably already know that I don't normally do that. And it's kind of like being a free IT support through email. No, I don't do that. I do free, he says correct. I do free support for technical problems with Windows through my YouTube videos and my live streams. So people send me an email. Typically, I respond to that during a live stream. But with Paul, we've had multiple emails going back and forth. I've been answering his questions, and he's been coming up with other questions, been helping me formulate the next video. Now, I actually have already made an 1.5 hour long video, and it's an unlisted video right now, and I sent the link to Paul, and he watched it, and he got a lot out of it. He gave me feedback on it. Since then, I've found some things in it that are not right. What I said are not right, or I've developed those further, and I've discovered more about what is broken about Yahoo. Yeah, Paul says, yes, I know. That's what surprised me, thankfully. Yeah, he's been very appreciative and complimentary in his emails, and I appreciate that. And I think he recognizes that that's not a normal thing around here. Alice says the Yahoo video was good. You haven't seen the one he saw. Now, this one that was an 1.5 hours, it was a draft version. Please. There were times in it when I was experimenting. I like that word. I think that's the new word. I was experimenting. I think you know what I mean. Hash up between exploring and experiment. Did I really need to say that? David Graham, tech question. Thank you. Oh, I think I led. Did I lead off at the beginning of the show? What's the most important thing is people with questions of tech issues. Thank you, Ran Israel. So Ran Israel, he gets points just for pointing that out. And that was in an exclamation mark C. Somebody else might have said it, but he gave me an exclamation mark C for it. So I'm going to give him some points for that. And Skip rides over the super chat. No, I did. Sorry, Ken. Ken Stout, super chat, $5. Thank you so much, Ken Stout. And he gets points for that. So I take the 5. Let's see. Do I do question? No, I do 5 and then add 2 zeros. So whatever the dollar amount was, and hit this button over here called money. No, I got to put in a name. I didn't do that right. At Ken. And then at the beginning of that, actually I should start out with that, 500 space, and then press the money button. Show me the money.
Read chat, please.
He just rips me apart. The technology provider that Ken Stout loves to hate. It's right here. That's just Ken and I riffing on each other. For anyone who doesn't know that, don't take that seriously. I sent you a few tech messages this morning. Are you saying by email or in chat? Hello, Josh's wife. Okay, so let's get to, it's starting to get
Read
more
chat,
than he can handle now. Ken says, no, the tech I hate is Ghetto Inc., hands down. I'm not going to go show it because that's not on point. 11:15. He's the kid. Ken's the kid in the back of the room, the cut up, that's just trying to make people laugh. Wait a minute. Who is? Oh, David Graham. Why can't I access some network drives? Whoops, not wrong. Wrong way to do that. Why can't I access some network drives on a computer, but can access one? It says I can't access this network drive for the others. Really useful if you could do a screenshot of that and send it to me by email. Let me know in chat when you've done that. Let me try to sense out what that would be, or suss out what that would be. Is that a right phrase? Why can't I access some network drives on a computer but can access one? So you have the computer that you're working at. There's other computers on your network that have shares, that have shared folders on them. And you're trying to access those shared folders from another computer, but you haven't asked why can't you access some network shares. You're saying why can't you access some network drives? When you say network drives, does that just mean a drive in another computer that's on the network, or does that mean a NAS? What do you mean by a network drive? Is that a drive that's connected by USB to your router? Have you set up shares on those other drives? Did you used to be able to connect to the shares on those drives, but now you can't? The most common reason why I see that within a peer-to-peer network you can't access shares that you used to be able to is that one or more of the computers has had their network profile reset from private to public. Perhaps because of a change of your router, or maybe even I've seen Windows updates do that. Network card updates will do that. If you change something about your network, it could happen. So you might have to go into the network settings and change to a different profile. So Zavi Manor says, he said share. Why can't I access some network drives on a computer but can access one? It says I can't access this network drive for others. So if he said share, it must be somewhere else. So let me go see what else he has said during this show. I do have permission set to everyone and share. Okay, let me read through the rest of this. Here's the beginning. Why can't I access? Okay. And all settings are correct. Yeah, so you think, so you believe. If all settings are correct, I'm not going to consider that there might be a setting incorrect. I'm telling you all settings are correct. So don't suggest that well, I've been wrong about that before. I've been certain that I had all settings correct, and I found no. So I don't really trust you because I don't trust myself. And I do have permission set to everyone and shared. How about private? Are they set on private network? You haven't told us that. I can see them. Okay, David Grant to Daniel Pert. I can see them and share is turned on. I just can't access, and I do have permissions set. Okay, what happens when you try? What is the message? Can you give me a screenshot? Let's see. He can see the drive. So on network, I'm browsing the network. He can see the share and can't access it. Yeah, you first turn to permissions for that and accounts. What other, if the permissions are set for everyone, that only means that everyone who has a user account on the destination computer can access the share. That doesn't mean everyone out there in the local area network. You may have to create an account on that target computer for you, for the username that you're logged in as, so that it will recognize you. Or when you connect to that share, you have to choose login as a different user and put in a username and password on that computer that has rights. The word everyone is not the same thing as guest. It means all the users that are configured on that target computer. And let's get a response from David about that. That might be what's going on. Did you used to have access to it? Let's see. Windows cannot access. You do not have permission. So what I just described would fit that, because giving everyone permission does not mean guest users. It's not the same thing as guest users. Could be a security setting on the folder. He tells us he's done the settings, but again, a screenshot would be nice. Do we know it's a NAS? Has he told us it's a NAS? Now, David, here you said yes, but I don't know what you're saying yes to. If you're saying yes to if I'm asking you something right now and you want to say yes to that, do this, !Y and press enter. That'll give me a speaker bot right then. So I'm more likely going to realize what you're saying, because I'm not going to see your yes like that until later, and I have no idea what you're saying yes to.
Yes, affirmative.
Not a NAS. Excellent. And this is an awesome way to do it. No, not a NAS. Yeah, if you're responding directly to me, please use the speaker bot. That's what it's for, not what Ken Stout likes to use it for so much. Yeah, see here, you did that. Now you can also do !N for no. !N and then not a NAS. Oh man, that's just beautiful. But how about what I described about on the target computer that you're trying to connect to? Does that computer have a user account with the same username and password that you have on the computer that you're sitting at? That gots to be in a peer-to-peer network. Or you have to connect to the share on that computer, putting in the credentials that are valid on that computer. Giving access rights to everyone does not mean you don't need credentials. Let's get some other direct answers. David, did you used to have access to those shares without having changed anything since then? Yes or no?
That's a big 10-4.
Yes, he did used to have access to that share and has changed nothing about the network. Okay. Then have you done this? I'm going to turn off my picture-in-picture, come down to the network icon in the bottom right corner, choose network and internet settings. On both of those computers, come in here and check to see properties of your either Ethernet or Wi-Fi, whether you're Windows 11 or Windows 10. This screen may look different, but make sure that your network profile is set to private network. If you see public here on either of those two computers, click on that setting and change from public to private. So have you checked both of those? Yes or no? And we'll get an answer to that. And I have seen Windows updates cause that problem.
Yes, affirmative.
So yes, he has checked that. So they are both set on private. Okay. So there's been no change to router, no change to network adapters, no replacement of Wi-Fi adapters or LAN or Ethernet adapters. I can access 1 out of 4 shares. Now the other share, so 1 out of 4 shares. So there's total 4 shares. Are those shares all on one computer, or are those shares on 4 different computers? Let's get an answer to that. Oh man, I think I'm going to want another one of these. On one. So all 4 shares are on one computer. Okay, so that tells us the user account is okay because he's being able to access one of those shares and not the others. It sounds like, what's the kids show I'm reminded of? One of these things is not like the others. One of these things I can connect to, not the others. Okay, 4 shares that are on a different computer on the same local area network. He used to be able to access all 4 of those shares. And now when he connects to one of those shares, he can get through. The other shares, he can see them, but he can't access them. Are you there now? Are those computers there with you now? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Bob?
Correct. So yes, they are.
Yes, affirmative.
He is there with those computers now. All right. Can you do a screenshot? Go try to access one of those shares that you can't connect to. You get an error message. Send me a screenshot by email to this address, and then let me know in chat, and I will preview it. I'll blur anything that's of personal nature. Or if you tell me to not even show it, I won't show it on screen. I'll just describe it. Oh yes, Paul. I see Paul's question. He's asking, he hears that voice in the background. Yes, that's SpeakerBot. SpeakerBot is a thing that I use so that people watching can get my attention, because a lot of times I'm doing something or working on something and the audience sees that I'm doing something wrong or asking for a response, and the SpeakerBot is a way to get my attention. So yeah, that is, and Paul, at the beginning of chat, let's see, way up here around 11 a.m., when the show started, here's the legend, right? Starting there at 11 a.m. Whoops. Trying to get that 11 a.m. at the top. There. So exclamation mark C. When you do that, it's trying to get my attention and asking me to read chat. You just put in a message that's important for me to read promptly. Exclamation mark N is your way to instantly say no to whatever I'm saying at the moment. Exclamation mark P lets me know there's a problem with the stream, like it's buffering really bad or you can't hear me or whatever. Exclamation mark and the word points is going to display how many points you currently have. Which, hey, do that as often as you want because it counts for engagement. And then here's the exclamation mark Y is your way to say yes. Okay. Attention short. I don't know. Let's see. I had asked David. Oh, for a picture. That's what I asked for.
Yes, affirmative.
That was a speaker bot. Just said yes, affirmative. And he says, thanks. Yep. Now, the intent is for that to improve, the effectiveness and the quality of the show. If you use it just to mess with me and just to be cut up from the back of the room, there's going to be consequences. All right. Now, Paul. Let's talk about Paul in the Yahoo issue while we're waiting for
Yes, affirmative.
we're waiting for David to send a picture, hopefully. My keyboard doesn't have screenshot. It's a small keyboard. Oh, let me demonstrate screenshot. Doesn't matter whether you're Windows 10 or 11. It's the same way, right? So if you have Shift Windows S, does your keyboard have the Shift key and a Windows key and the letter S? So I'm going to do that. Shift Windows S, and then the screen goes gray, and then you can draw a rectangle across the whole screen and let go of the mouse. Now then, go to your email. I'm going to bring up a new email to demonstrate this. Let's see, I'm going to do it in a way to, and do it this way. Everything covered okay? Yeah. So then you go do a new email, and then in the body of the email, press Control V for paste. So that's how you send a screenshot to me. Is just do the Shift Windows S, and then drag your mouse across the area that you want to do, or if your computer might default to doing the whole screen, which would be fine too. Paste it in an email and send it to me at the address. Dingbat. He did it again. All right, that one wasn't too bad. There are some emails there. Let's see what we've got. Oh my goodness. I haven't cleared out all of my routine bunch of mail. Oh, another email on the Yahoo subject from somebody else. Oh, one that say, one with the initials MD. If you if you're watching. I see your email saying that it might take a day or two to give screenshots without revealing anything too private and confidential.
Read chat, please.
Let's see. We see OBS. Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. Let's see. Who was that anyway? Oh, that was Ken Stout. Well, this will be a surprise. I'm going to need me a better way to do this. Just too easy for me to mess up. Ken Stout.
Read chat, please.
Look at you using SpeakerBot to provide information to improve the show. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a button by the toe. If it hollers, let it go. This one is it. Oh, wow. You got 1,000 out of that. You almost got 500. Because you do use SpeakerBot to help the show. Now, somebody else is going to say, I did SpeakerBot to help the show, and I didn't get 1,000 points. All right, if you want to whine about it, I'll give you 1,000 points. Tell me about it. Have no worries. It had to be a mistake. And he did something to actually help the show. All right. Daniel Pert did a SpeakerBot that I somehow slid right past. Hey, Doug, do you have dingbats and dit dots where you also live? Okay, see, that one didn't really help the quality of the show. Yeah, I don't know what you're after there. I think it's probably in response to some expletive that I used. I've been wondering how to do a screenshot. Couldn't remember. Windows, Shift, Windows, S. Yeah, that's it. And the S stands for screenshot, or stands for shot, or S for picture, because the word picture begins with the letter S. I did not look up. I did not look up, Ken. I looked that way. Datagrams is sent. Okay, now go back to camera 1. Oh, I know what I need to do. I thought of this solution. I need to drag my email over to this screen because I never accidentally press screen 3. Snipping tool, ran Israel. Yeah, that sounds better. The S is for snipping tool. But if somebody's trying to remember how to do a screenshot, are they going to remember? I can't remember the keys pressed for snipping tool. They're not going to remember the word snipping because I forget it all the time. I know that. Now, what was the name of the tool for screenshots? Snipping tool, really? No. Hello, Chris. All right. What? Win-Shift-S brings up all my monitors. Then you have to highlight it. Oh. If your mouse is active on a monitor, and then you do Shift Windows S, all the monitors go gray, yes. Now at that point, yeah, you could move your mouse to any monitor for what you want to do. Yeah, okay. I'm going to get to his email. Ken did not get any points for this award points or the super chat. Really? All right. Phil's pointing that out. No, something's broken about Ken Stout. He's not getting points. Oh, no, that's not true. That's not true. Okay, that's not true, Ken Stout. Ken Stout, would you do a exclamation mark points for me right now? I figured this out. I think I'm right about this. Ken Stout, would you do exclamation mark points? I need to demonstrate. I do not. I think you did get points. I just don't think it displayed the way it's supposed to. So he says he's got 2250 points. Now here I'm going to do this. I'm going to say 2 space at Ken Stout. So I'm going to award 2 points. That's going to be real obvious. If this works, we're going to see that DougBot does not announce that he was given those extra 2 points. But when Ken does his exclamation mark points again, we should see that the 2 is there, if it worked. Nope. 2, wait a minute. No, you get 50 points per minute, so you've increased by 100 just because of that. It did not give you the 2 points. Let's see, he did 5. The reason why I'm saying that it worked is because when I go look at action history, now I'm going to go bring up monitor 3. Danger, danger. If I come over here to action history, now which way is this sorted? 11, 10, 8, 9. These are going, okay, so the most recent at the bottom. Wait a minute. But how's this 1050? Oh, they're not, oh, they're in order by this column. So we got to sort them in order by this column. So here we have the most recent at the top. Now, I'm going to put in more points for Ken and watch this up here at the top to see if that shows up. I'm going to do 3 points for Ken. You're seeing that in chat. And that should show up here. Add points, YouTube. And if I click on that, right click, inspect variables. And here this shows Ken Stout. 3 points. It shows the command was successful. That's why after the show last week, I figured, oh, the points are being added. There's no error. It's just not showing it. Ken, would you do another exclamation mark points, please?
Read chat, please.
Yeah, I know last week we had problems awarding points. That's what I just said. Now he's got 2,400 points. So those small numbers have not been working. All right, let's try, let's see if, I don't think it's an amount. Let's try 12,000 points. Just to make him wet his pants. I gotta laugh out of Ken for wetting his pants. Could it be the conversion rate or the tariff rate that the points aren't going through? DougBot said, okay, responded to points. Yeah, it did not add the points yet. When we come over here for, let's see, there's the user current points. And then here's the add points. Is this the one? The 12,000. Let's see up here, add points. Yeah, there's that was the 12,000. So it claims that worked. Okay, so at the end of the show, when I run the credits, we want to see if he's got that sky high number then, because we'll be able to recognize the sky high 12,000. We'll be able to recognize the small digits. Now, after the show, I'm going to manually remove the 12,000 because it was not earned. No, it's not earned. All right, I got to get to that email because, yeah, I'm distracted. Shiny object all over the place. Okay, so I see there's a John Downey, and I'm gonna flag that for today's show. But I need to get, I want to get to the one about the network shares. Let's see, I also should do this one from MD for today's show. Flagging it for today's show moves it into a folder for today's show so I can conveniently see them all there together. I don't see that screenshot for the shares. Oh, there it is. Just came in 0 minutes ago. Okay, I'll flag
Read
it for
chat,
today's
please.
show. It's from David Graham. Check that read chat. Phil Stodd says the add points needs to see Ken's original username for the points to be awarded. This all started a couple months back when YouTube made a change in the login. Yeah, I was wondering about that. We experimented with that a little bit last week, and it still could be correct, except that the command is running. If Phil, if your speculation here is true, then the command should fail to run because it's not actually adding the points on YouTube's servers. The points get added on Big Beast Build, my computer. And the command is running successfully. So the question is, or the way we answer it is, does the point system show it? And I might be able to display that points board during the show. I'm not sure. I haven't tried, but that might work. Too much time spent on the points game. Thank you for being a critic, Doman. Because that's fun, not. Windows cannot access InfoMaster E. You do not have permission to access InfoMaster E. Okay, so it's claiming it's a permissions issue.
That's
Okay.
a big 10-4?
You're trying to access that share called E. All right. So now, which? All right. I got a question for you, David Graham. Let's make sure I got David Graham's attention here. Can you, the share that you can access, go look at the permissions for that share, give me a screenshot of that, and give me a screenshot for the permissions configuration for the shares you cannot have, that you do not have access to. What I'm suspecting now, now you might be resisting. You say, no, it used to work. No, I'm not going to do that. It can't possibly. You got to let go of that. I've been down that road too many times. You got to let go of your presumptions of what the problem cannot be. Got to look at all the stuff. Now, there are things that happen sometimes with changes, with Windows updates, that change how network interactions work. I've seen that happen. So it might be some method that used to be working for you that's not working anymore. So what I'm looking for, and you can explain it in the email. You see, I haven't even brought that. I haven't showed that email to the audience because I'm not sure that I've, considered it close enough. But I want to see what users are allowed to access the share that you do have access for, and what users are configured to access the shares that you can't access. I do not want you to tell me that. I want you to give me a screenshot. Please don't just answer the question in chat, because now you gotta prove it. Now, I'm not saying you're lying. Don't get upset about that, because I'm not. I've done this on myself. We've got to see it. Please, 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 please. Maybe the points problem with Ken is the length of the name he's using. Well, LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts is a longer name than Ken's name. So here I'll test that. You know what? Whoever said that we're spending too much time on it, you know, go watch a different show. All right, so if I go, whoops, no, I didn't want that. I wanted to do me. And yeah, I'm not going to give me a whole bunch of points. I'll give me 2 points. Then press money. That's a longer name than Ken Stout. So does that work? Yes, it does. And if I do, exclamation mark points. Now, I have an idea of what caused it. This is troubleshooting. This is a Windows computer problem. We're troubleshooting. I'm still defending being criticized for spending too much time on it. Troubleshooting a problem. Get over it. Am I being cranky? Sorry. There was a time, as a joke, that I programmed something in StreamerBot to prevent Ken Stout from being able to do something. I don't remember what that something was. And I was thinking, is there still some piece of that going on? But I went and looked for that, and it was gone. That configuration was not there. Ken says, so the truth comes out. I knew it. I won't be surprised if I wind up finding that's what it is. All right. So I'm hoping to get more from David. I haven't talked about the things Paul and I have been working through yet. Let's see. And the new criticism of the Yahoo. The more substantial reason to hate them. Not hate, but ridicule them for being just stupid. Let's see, who's it? David Graham, Dylan, who's the other one? Someone else in chat sent a question by email. Who was that?
Yes, sir. Bob.
David's working on it. Thank you, David. I appreciate that very much. I'm sorry, who was it that? Oh, Don Downey. Yeah. Why didn't that show up? I expected. Oh, I told you before that I was flagging it to go into today's show. The name of the folder is year, month, day. 2024-0809. What could possibly go wrong? Did anyone catch it? Did anyone catch it? What went wrong with that? Kind of glancing at chat, see if anybody caught what went wrong with that. What could possibly go wrong? There it is. Ken Stout says 2024. Wow, Ken Stout got something got right. 2020. Yeah, I made the folder 2024 instead of 2025. So Let's give Ken some more points. That won't actually happen, right? For getting it right. Okay, so John Downey, let's see, there's no email address. I can show, there's no email address exposed. There's, oh, there is a IP address, a public IP address with a port number. So now I'm not going to show that. He says, some tech questions, just an update on my office temperature and humidity monitors. They have a temperature and humidity monitor in the office. I have programmed a Raspberry Pi to display and trend my home office temperature and humidity in a web browser. The original program quit working after an update was installed. You can see it at, oh, he's got this address. Oh, it's for the Raspberry Pi. All right, well, I'll click on that and let's bring back to camera 1. So I'm not sure where that's going to pop up. Yeah, it popped up on the monitor that I display the chat room. And I'm having to click past a warning. It's not going past, it's blocking it.
Read chat, please.
John Downey says you can go ahead and show it. The IP address, I guess he's saying, yeah, and the result when I get there. So I'll show what's happening when I click on the IP address. It doesn't support a secure connection. Click continue to site, and it's not letting me go to the site. Oh, let's try up here. Oh, there it goes. Boom. I didn't think I even clicked on anything in there, but anyway, it went there. Okay, intruder not detected. I guess that's a good thing. Now, so that's the display. You can see it. What types of security risks are associated with port forwarding? I have placed the Raspberry Pi on the guest network. Does this protect against intruders, etc.? Okay, does it protect against intruders? No, by putting it on the guest network. What it does protect is an intruder might get to your guest network and mess with anything that's accessible through your guest network. But putting this on the guest network doesn't protect against intruders for the guest network, but it does protect against intruders for your main network. So you have protected your computers, assuming your computers aren't on the guest network. If you have any other devices on your guest network that somebody might mess with, that would be a headache to you, then yeah, you got a problem. Now, because you just gave me permission to expose this, this is a public IP address for your router, and you did a port forwarding. So any request to this port gets forwarded to this device. Now, what that tells a hacker is that this is the address for your router. Now they could go do a port scan on this public IP address, and if you have any other open ports on that router, or if that router has any vulnerabilities, then you have exposed that. So yeah, by authorizing me to do that, you've actually just exposed something there. So I would suggest that after the show, you go get a new IP address for your router. Depending on your router and your IP service, that may be a variety of ways for you to do that. If that's a static IP address and they give you multiple different, a range of static IP addresses, that doesn't help you a whole lot because people can easily guess what the other static IP addresses are that you might have. Hopefully that's a dynamically assigned address and you can request a new address through your router And then I would advise against exposing that, because that's what you're really asking. So this does give a hacker a clue as to how to proceed. Okay. Now what else? Oh, that he's not done. I haven't read the rest of his. What types of security risks are associated with port forwarding? I think I just explained that. I've placed Raspberry Pi on the guest network. I did address that. Does this protect against intruders? I addressed that. Second question. Our church uses an Elgato capture card. And boy, hey, this is good. This is good, John. Second question. You've done good with questions over the weeks, months, years, maybe. Let's see. He goes on. Second question. Our church uses an Elgato capture card and OBS for streaming our church services. I quit working several weeks ago. Really? You quit working, John? I think he means it quit working several weeks ago. Are you using this system? Oh, yeah, my capture card. I think it's Elgato. Are you using it? And if you do, can you show me how you start it up on your show? Okay, the capture card and OBS. What are you capturing? I use my capture card. I use for capturing the output of another computer. You're capturing something for the church service. What are you capturing a computer? Oh, maybe you're capturing what's displaying on the screen of a computer, like the lyrics for a song. If you do, can you show me how you start it up on your show? I don't do anything to start it. And once it's configured, I have a source on OBS for it. If I can't get it working this week, maybe you could remote in on one of your Saturday shows. Yeah, that'd be great. Using an Elgato capture card. So I'll show you some things to check on. We have a camera connected to it, John Downey says in chat. Well, my capture card has inputs for HDMI. So you have a camera with an HDMI cable going to a capture card. Okay, I get it. That makes sense. I use webcams that connect by USB. So that's why my cameras don't go through a capture card. Okay, makes sense. And he says it's HDMI. Okay, so here's some things to check. I right click on the Windows button and then Device Manager. Here's Device Manager. We're going to go see what your captured device should look like. Let's see, where is it at? Live Gamer Duo is what I'm using. So mine shows up in sound, video, and game controllers. You're using an Elgato capture card. So I'm not using Elgato. I'm using other Elgato stuff. That's why I thought maybe I was, but no, it's not Elgato. So it should show up in your Device Manager. If it shows up with an exclamation mark, that probably indicates there's something wrong with the driver for it. So you want to reinstall the driver for it. If you do find it in Device Manager, send me a screenshot of whatever that looks like. And then in OBS, let's see what I can do in OBS. I'm going to press my screen 2. So here you're seeing my OBS screen, but you're not going to see the picture-in-picture because I have a Camera One overlay on top of the display area. If I, here's camera 1 down here. When I click on that, it gives bars around that. If I drag that down, then you actually see what is being broadcast, and you'd see the picture in picture. But I do this so that you don't see the picture in picture. So now, where can I show the capture card? My monitor 2. Oh, what I could do is add a capture device here. So I'll add a source, and that is a, let's see, how does that show up? Display capture, audio input capture, image, media source, video capture device. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. Live gamer capture port 1. So I can, I'm going to click
That's a
on
big 10-4.
existing. Oh, okay. Capture. David Graham, I see your message that you sent the email. So if I call it capture, add existing, that's what I needed. Yeah. Live gamer capture port. So then that adds it. So this is the capture. This is through my capture device. Whatever you have on HDMI should now be showing up. Is that going out to y'all? Do you see a mountain scene with a house? Give me an exclamation mark Y. These, let's see, and there's 7 icons on the left side. Are you seeing that in chat? Yeah, Phil Stodd says yes. Okay, I don't need any more.
That's a big 10-4.
So that's how I turn that on. Now, if
That's a big 10-4.
If I make that smaller, then we can see what I still have behind it. So that's how you add that source. Now, your source is going to be a camera, is what you're going to see.
Yes, sir. Bob.
But the way that you add it is by clicking the plus sign and choosing video capture device, and then choosing your device from that list. Let's see. I guess you couldn't see that because I had that covered. Let's go up here. Yeah, so when you're wanting to add that capture device is down here, click on the plus sign, and then click on the video capture device, which has the camera icon. And then I did add existing because it already showed here. But if it doesn't show up here, and there's a scroll bar, so you can see if your capture device already shows up here. If it doesn't, then do create new, put in whatever word name you want for it, and then click OK. And then that brings you into here where you can choose the device, and this should show up all the devices that are available for you to use. I think you're seeing that. Okay, so now I'm going to go delete that because sure as shooting,
please.
I will forget. Why did that not go away? Did I do that wrong? Did I just delete something I didn't want to delete? There we go. Okay. So those are things that you can send me. And connecting remote to it on Saturday, I'd love to do that. I'd rather do that than the pictures. If you're having problems with HDMI input, it might be related to an old cable that does not support the latest standard. Yeah, the good point. New sources always go on top. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, if you create a new source, it will by default go on top, but then you can drag it down lower if you need it lower. Maybe I will rethink my OBS tutorial. Yeah, by default, new source that you add will go to the top. Then you drag it down to wherever you want it to be. I did not drag it down.
Read chat, please.
I didn't drag it down. What I did do is I made it smaller so we could see the things behind it. But if it's full size, because it's at the top, it's going to cover everything else. So when I shrunk its size down, then we could see the other things that were behind it. Thank you, Scott. Scott. Good catch. 1,000 points. Okay, those were all right. Those are not going to be a problem. They're not a problem because one of those is obsolete and one of them's a weather reporting service. Why? Because I left that panel open. I'm not gonna do well on my personnel review. I think I got through all of, I got through all of John Downey's stuff. Let's see, I'm going to reflag that email to go to the right place.
Read chat, please.
And remove that email from the 2024 folder. And then go get this last read chat. Have I missed a read chat? John Danny will take a look at it tomorrow. Tech question 1206 from John. 1206 from John. Yeah, okay, good. So, Atkin Stout. There's another 500 of virtual points. Virtual points means they're in the cloud. Virtual points means they are pretend points in the cloud. Sent a second email from the broken one. Awesome. Now let's get to this 1206 from John. Awesome with the questions. How do I know if my ISP is keeping up with firmware updates for their modem router? You can sign in, log into the a router and go check to see what its settings are for its updates, see what version that it's on. Now, what your router shows you is a question mark. We don't know if they are going to show you on your router what version you're at or have a button for you to check for updates. Most of them do have that. Would you like for me to demonstrate that on my router, John Williams? Now, live, carefully. Live Gamer is an AverMedia capture device. Thank you, Phil. Good clarification. Who makes it?
Why, certainly.
John says yes, he wants me to demonstrate. But David's got 2 emails waiting. We need to go back to David's. And I haven't got to Paul yet. How are we doing on time? I got to get back to Paul. Because I got a piece of new information for Paul, and it coincidentally is what I led with about my new extra criticism of Yahoo. But it's actually got a piece of good news for Paul. Helpful news. Emails. Okay. So emails come up on that screen. Where's my scroll bar? No scroll bar, huh? All right. Be that. Oh, money. Money, money, money. Money. Let's go award that. And Ken South's going to complain. You didn't get to me right away when I did money.
Read chat, please.
David Graham with a $5 super chat says, thanks for your hard work. You're welcome, my friend. And thanks for the $5 super chat. David Graham. And should have done the number first, 5 followed by 2 zeros. And then press the money button. Show me the money button. My ISP has my router locked. I can't get into it. How do you know that? How do you know it? Why do you say it's locked? Oh, that's Scott, though. Was Scott the one that was originally asking? No, Scott. John was asking the question originally. Just because you haven't been able to get into it doesn't mean they have it, that they prevent you from getting into it. Wait, did David Graham points work? Yeah, David Graham's been given 500. Oh, Paul wants to know, how do you contribute? This dollar symbol down in the bottom right corner. I'll turn off my picture-in-picture. You click on that, and then click on Super Chat. Super Chat or Super Stickers. With Super Chat, you can leave a message. With Super Stickers, it has an animated GIF, and you can't type any message with it. All modems routers are managed by the providers. You can use your own router. Yeah, I know that's true in some places. I haven't experienced it. Router has automatic updates if you enable it. It should come by default enabled. That'll be the preference. Okay, so let me go look at David's email. Let's see, I've got 2 emails from him. And this is about the sharing issue. All right, so there's that one. I'm going to come back to, I'll just leave that on, I'll leave chat and give my picture-in-picture. That way I can see chat here. I don't have to look all the way over here. All right, so let's understand what's going on. I can't drag his, it's trying to drag his permissions window around so I can see what's under it. Okay, so that's convenient. When I'm looking at his pictures through my Gmail client, there's 3 pictures on one email and a single picture on another email. He's showing advanced sharing settings. Okay, on that one. And then here. Now there's new volume E. There's a C drive, there's a E drive, F drive, and G drive. And this is on the computer that actually has those drives. They are on separate physical drives. I can tell that by looking at the amount of space free on each of the drives. Looks like 2 of the drives are claiming to be 3.63 terabytes in size, but they have a different amount of free space. And the E drive is 7.27 terabytes total size. Okay. And those are all new volumes and permissions
Grab chat, please.
for the share and the share name. Looks like he's using a share name of the drive letter. Okay, yeah, because that would be the default. So the share name of G has permissions, full control, change read for the group called everyone, which means everyone who has a user account on that computer and
Yes,
they are
affirmative.
connecting to that share with that user account would be able to connect. Okay. And he sent another email, I guess a third email, David, saying Scott is doing the kid in the back of the room being a cut up. And David sent another email. Let's see, was another read chat? There's two of them. Okay, now let's look at this one. Okay, so then he's showing the same basic screens for
Read chat, please.
the share permissions for the other shared volumes. Okay, how about a list of users on the computer that has the shares and the username that you're using on the computer that you're trying to connect? Yeah.
Write that chat, please.
Let's see. Oh, there's, now I got the, oh, that third one came in earlier. I'm showing a total of 3 emails from David Graham. I think he's indicated he's got another one. Now let's catch up with some read chats. Yellow can. Yes. Non-admin users may not have permissions to access shares of complete drives. Rand Israel, that's a good point. So that to test that, David, create a folder on each of those drives and specifically share that folder because you're trying to share the root level. That very well could be the issue. Yeah, create a folder on each of those drives. Well, they already have folders. You could just pick any folder on those and share that folder. Actually make it a share of its own with its own share name and see if you can access that. Now you might want to do it with an existing folder because it already has content. That's an excellent idea because it's unusual. It's not normal to share the root level of a drive. That's not the intended use, the intended functioning of peer-to-peer networking. You're outside of the normal bounds. You're coloring outside the lines. Thinking outside the box. Good point, Rand Israel. Paul K. has to leave
Read chat, please.
in 35 minutes. Will be recorded for later in case you don't get to the Yahoo issue. You know what? Let's jump to that right now, Paul, because you've been so helpful. And this is not going to, David's going to last for a while. So David, you've had a lot of time. Let's go jump. And because I led with this. So Paul, thanks for saying that, Paul. That was tremendous. You should have used an exclamation mark C for that to get my attention because I easily could have missed that. So Paul, that's another bunch of points for you for letting me know that you have to go. I gotta go. I told you to go before we left. No. Okay. So Paul's last email. Came in this morning, I think.
Read chat, please. Read chat,
Had
please.
2 emails came, no, one from Paul. 2 read chats already. He says thanks. And David Graham says all folders are shared. No, you shared the root. Okay, so do a network browse to that computer so that you can see all the shares that are on that computer. Try connecting to one of those shares that are a shared folder, not at the root, because what you showed me was all at the root level. That could be the problem. Okay, Paul. I gotta stick with Paul here. Oh yeah, he says with Yahoo.
Right chat, please. Read chat, please.
The root and folders in root are shared. Show me that. Show me the share. Show me other folders that are shared. It does not count that the root and everything below it is shared. That does not count. No, you need to have specific shared folders under that. Show me that by a picture. Okay. And we'll come back to that later. Stop with the exclamation mark C's on that for now, please. Okay, so Paul. Okay, Paul had sent me an email that I found very confusing, very mixed up. And it turns out that he still wasn't clear on which version of Yahoo he's working with. There's 3 versions of Yahoo. In the video that I sent to him, the unpublished video, I referred to them as version 1, version 2, version 3. Version 1 is the basic, that you can't do any font formatting and a lot of other things that are simplistic about it. The next one is the new Yahoo. From the basic, you can click on new Yahoo Mail. That takes you to version 2, which is actually deprecated. It's no longer current. And I'm going to start calling it deprecated because that appears to be what Yahoo is actually calling it, maybe. From that deprecated version, there's a link to go to the new Yahoo. That gets you to, well, the new Yahoo, or version 3. Version 1, version 2, version 3. There's some really weird ways about how this works. And he was confused about which one he was in. And he says, is there a way of identifying each version? When I read that, Paul, I got kind of frustrated because, yeah, I already showed you how to identify the different versions. But there's a better way. Because of your message, I went looking for a better way. There's a better way. And he says, I've tried color coding the appearance of each. No, don't do that. But how can I recognize which version I am using? I got a better way for you. I'm a bit more sure about version 1, but still confused about versions 2 and 3. With good reason. More reason than you realize. And that's the extra criticism of Yahoo. And sometimes the gear icon is present in the upper right below home. Sometimes settings is located in the lower left with 3 dots. Okay, so let's go look at it. The disaster that is Yahoo. Here we go. I have a group here in my Chrome browser. When I click on that, it opens 3 tabs for me. The first tab is Basic or version 1. The second tab is the deprecated version or version 2. The third tab is the new version. That's my intended order. They can get messed up because Yahoo messes things up. The basic version will stay pretty stable. Version 2, now this is not version 2. I know right away because there's no banner here. I can click go back to old Yahoo Mail, skip the feedback. Now this banner at the top that's about to show up, this banner is my way of confirming I'm at version 2. Apparently that didn't work out very well for Paul. In version 3, there's no banner up here. That's my way of recognizing version 3. But he's asking, is there a better, easier way? Yes, yes, yes. I did not know it until I struggled in response to your email. Here it is. Here's the basic. Look at the URL. mail.yahoo.com/B. what could the B possibly stand for in reference to basic? What, well, let's just pretend that it means basic, okay? I can see where this is going. Version 2. Look up here, mail.yahoo.com/D. What could the D possibly refer to? Deprecated. This is the deprecated version. Let's come over here to the new version. Mail.yahoo.com/N. What could N refer to? New. Now, here's the massively stupid thing that I discovered this morning. At any moment in time, Yahoo thinks you are using, it has you registered on their servers as using the new version or the deprecated version. One or the other. But you can have both tabs open and you can interact with these emails. I'm not certain which one. Oh, yeah, I do know which one, because I did that. I said go back to the old version a little while ago, which means the Yahoo servers currently think I'm using the deprecated version. I'm using, so I'm going to put that in chat. I'm using deprecated. So at this point in time, people watching this video on replay, they know that the Yahoo servers think I'm using deprecated right now. Now let's see if this works the way that I'm understanding it to work. It thinks I'm using deprecated. So if I come over to the new version, up here it says yahoo.com/new. If I come to settings, which is down here on the bottom left on version 3, the new version. Okay, settings it's not up here in the upper right. It's down here in the bottom left on the 3-dot menu. Then you go to settings. Now I'm going to click settings. I want you to watch what happens to the URL. Settings. Did you see that? It changed to D. It changed to deprecated. I try to go into settings for the new Yahoo, and it takes me to settings for the deprecated version. Now, let's suppose you didn't realize that and you go doing whatever you want to do here, and then you click up here back to inbox. You want to go back to the inbox. It takes you back to the inbox. And you're back to the inbox here. But you didn't realize that now you thought you were on the new version, version 3, but no, all of a sudden you're in the deprecated version. And you didn't want to do that, because the Yahoo servers had you currently registered as being on the deprecated version. Now, if I click on try the new Yahoo Mail, let's see. Now, look, these tabs are still here. If I come back to here, that's the new version. That's the deprecated version. That's the basic. So my original tabs are still intact. I'm going to close that one. So I'm on the deprecated version. If I come here to the deprecated version and then I say, try the new Yahoo Mail, by clicking this button, the Yahoo servers now understand that I am using the new version. So come over here in chat. Yahoo server thinks I am now using the new version. Because you know I can't type when I'm talking at the same time. That's why I did voice to text. I don't know where I'm trying to go. Oh, that's why that looked like email, because it is email. So it thinks that I'm now on the new version. Okay, so now, but this tab has now gone to the, is showing the new version. Fine. Now if I go to settings, over here in the 3-dot menu again, and choose settings. Watch the URL because the servers now think I'm using the new version. And it made me a liar. It went to the deprecated version. This just got worse. Let me rerun that. Oh, no, no, no. No, this is the new version. Oh, criminy Christmas. Are you kidding me right now? This is settings for the new version, even though the D up here is claiming to be deprecated, which tells me that because the Yahoo servers think I'm on the new version, now when it takes me to settings, it's taking me to the right one. I recognize this as settings for the new version because it has an option here to switch to the old Yahoo Mail. It does not have an option to switch to the basic Yahoo Mail. If I was actually in the settings for the deprecated version, there'd be an option here for a switch to the basic Yahoo Mail. Also, massively stupid. Here's another reason why I'm just pissed off at Yahoo.
Please.
He says Paul says you've made it clearer, maybe. If once you understand what's going on, you can deal with it. But it is so massively. They must have had an intern doing this programming. What's missing from here? You're not going to catch it. I don't think anybody's going to catch what's missing from here. What did we see? And I clicked on it. It was at the top of this list. What was at the top of this list that I clicked on earlier when I was in settings for the deprecated version? There was something at the top here to click on. That's not here when I'm in the settings for the new version. I'm looking at chat, but I can't imagine anybody's going to get it. What was at the top was something that said something along the lines of go back to inbox or back to inbox. Go to inbox. There was a link up there to go to inbox. There is nothing on this setting screen to take you back to your email, to the inbox. You're in a setting screen here and you're stuck. What can I click on to get back to my email? I have not yet found anything. Rick Lake says you clicked on something, but I can't remember. Yeah, it was switch back to inbox, something like that. Go back to inbox. There's nothing here. You got settings here for writing email. That doesn't take you to back to your email. Vacation response, contacts. Nothing here takes you back to your email unless you switch back to the old Yahoo Mail. That'll do it. Personalized inbox, that doesn't take you to your email. I can't click up here. There's nothing here to go back to your email. Okay, Daniel Pert says mailboxes. Here, mailboxes. No, this has to do with settings for the mailboxes. That doesn't take you to the mailboxes themselves. I don't see anything here. Trainwreck, Scott says. You write about that. Total train wreck. There is no way to get back to your email from here. Nothing. You could go to a new tab and type yahoo.com and click on mail. Or if you have a favorite or a bookmark, you could do it. Paul says exactly. Yeah. If I go to yahoo.com, now Yahoo server should still think that I'm on the new version. So if I click mail, that should take me to the inbox for new. Yes, this is the new Yahoo, and it takes me to the inbox. But once you go into settings, you're in Never Never Land. You cannot get back to email at all from here. Nothing to click on. Absolutely nothing to click on in here. Have I said that enough times? Yes. Doman's going to pound on me for spending too much time on that. Cranky much, Doug? Now, as a review, if I go back to the old Yahoo Mail, I could do it from now. Here's something else that people have said on comments that I think they've been wrong about. They've told me it no longer works. I can't go back to the old email. Paul says, yes, that's exactly what I was trying to explain. Yeah. Some people have said in comments that they can no longer go back to the old email. And I think it's because they don't see this button up here anymore. And I take an issue with that. I don't think they're completely right about that. But if they come to settings down here, they should be able to get back to switch to old Yahoo Mail. So now I just switched to the old Yahoo Mail. So now Yahoo servers thinks I'm using the deprecated. Yahoo server now thinks I'm using the deprecated version of Yahoo Mail. And that's so much easier than typing. So in the deprecated version, settings is not over here on the left side, it's over here on the right side. And if I go to settings, and then come down to more settings, this is what I was saying was missing. When you're in the settings for the new version, there is no link to go back to the inbox. No way to do it whatsoever. Now let's see this. Okay, so do I want to get, there's the new version. So here I've deprecated and I have new version. Let's show something else. Look over here. Subscriptions, receipts, credits. Those choices are not available in the new Yahoo Mail. They're gone. Not available. Inbox, unread, starred, drafts, sent, archive, spend. This all kind of makes sense being over here on the left panel, right? The new one. Inbox, starred, sent. They're taking up a whole lot more real estate for that because they're giving me these images. I don't need to see a paper airplane to understand what sent means. This is better use of space. We got more navigation stuff over here than we have in the new version. In the new version over here, oh, well, no, let's look at here. The deprecated version. Over here we have contacts, calendar, notepad, and then help. So mainly I want to point out contacts, calendar, notepad. Where is that in the new version? There's contacts. Where's calendar and notepad? You gotta come over here to more. This drop-down list. There's calendar and notepad. What? Why? If you want to look at your started email over here in the deprecated version, it's over here. That's fine, makes sense. Navigation menu. In the new version, well, it's over here too, but it's also over here. What? Why? Stupido. The basic version. Contacts, notepad, calendar. Same three items, right? A little different order. Instead of contacts, calendar, notepad. But even this basic version, watch this. These are tabs. How do you expect tabs to operate? We're on the inbox tab. Click contacts tab.
Chat, please.
See, I got to check on this. Phil. Okay, I'll check on that in a moment. Let's see what goes here. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay, in the basic version, inbox. You go to the contacts tab. That's the way tabs are supposed to work, right? Go back to inbox. You click on a tab. then that tab takes front and center, right? So what do you think is going to happen if I click on Notepad? Yes, Paul, I see that. What's going to happen if I click on Notepad? We expect it to give us Notepad content within this window, right? Yeah, watch this. Keep in mind what tab we're on here. I'll click on Notepad. It opens a new tab. And here's Notebook. Yeah. No. That's not how tabs are supposed to work. I want to be able to click a tab to go back. I want those 4 tabs to stay there. That's the way tabs work. Calendar. Anyone want to take a guess? Watch the tab up here. Calendar opens a new tab, and this is calendar. Why could not this calendar be just shown in this frame where we would expect tabs to operate? Yeah, let's do this. There, do I want to do that? There. Cinder. Unread star. Actions. Oh, I got to find where this other one was. So bizarre. Bunch of yahoos. There's somebody else pointed out or asked a question that led me to another peculiarity. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. In the standard version, somebody said that their emails for today kept disappearing. And I told them that I thought it was because they were on unread. They were, because when you're on the unread filter, essentially, here's this Verizon. No, that's an advertisement at the top. Let's go this DMARC for 10:07 a.m. 10:07. So if I read that 10:07 a.m. and then go back, the 10:07 a.m. it's showing as unread, but it's still showing it to me, even though I'm saying that I want to only see unread messages. Shouldn't be shown. Oh, okay. Then once the screen refreshes, it goes away. The email has not been deleted, but it goes away. So I replied to them that it sounds like you have the unread, you're on the unread filter. Then I went exploring a little bit more and found something else. Watch this. If you're on inbox, that means you should be seeing all the messages, right? But look over here where it says sort. Oh, this is so stupid. Drop down list. You could be sorting in these different orders. That makes sense. But wait a minute, they have a filter here. They have an unread filter here. Watch this. When I click on unread filter, I'm still in the inbox. I'm not on the unread tab. I'm in inbox. But there's no there's no red messages showing here. Here's a 3:33 a.m. If I read that message and go back, let the screen refresh, the 3:33 disappears. So this looks like the emails from today disappearing from the inbox. No, sir, I haven't clicked on unread. I'm not looking at unread. I'm on inbox, which is supposed to show all the emails. If I know about unread, I know I can click on unread, then I'm only seeing the unread messages. But I'm on inbox. Why am I not seeing all of my messages? Because over here, you have a filter set for by unread. Why is there this other place to do that? And then this menu, the sort menu, see how it's separated from the filter menu? I would expect these three items to be mutually exclusive and these three items to be mutually exclusive, meaning I would like to be able to choose the unread filter and be able to sort by oldest to newest, but you cannot do that because these, all six of these are mutually exclusive. You can only select one of them. This is not the way software is supposed to be designed. You should be able to choose a filter and choose a sort. But no, when I click on newest to oldest, I cannot have the unread filter, except that I could do it over here. Ugh. All right, I think we're done with Paul. Paul, I guess it's time for you to leave, right? I thought new versions are supposed to be better. Yeah. Oh, all right. One more. He might have already left, as far as I know.
Read chat, please.
Oh, he is there. Thank you so much, he says. You're welcome. You are. Let's continue. Let's continue the emails. No, I'm not opening up that for everybody. But, and I do want to come out with a new email because there's so much about this that I don't think is covered by any other videos. I don't know if they are or not. But watch this. One of the things that's touted about the new version is its advanced AI capabilities. I think it thinks I'm on the new version now, right? I don't remember what I did last. If I go to settings, am I still going to be on the new version? No, this is the deprecated version. So I've got to go try the new Yahoo Mail. So I can get to the settings for the new Yahoo Mail. Because I want to show you all the stuff that AI does for you in the new version of Yahoo Mail. In settings, let's see. Where is it? Personalized inbox. Am I on? Yeah, see, there's no way to get back to the inbox. So this is the settings. Give feedback, terms, privacy, your choices. AI feature, there it is. Why couldn't I see that? AI features. When I click on this, it's going to display for you all the AI, all the cool AI features. Well, there's only one so far. But it's a feature. Choose which AI powered features. Choose which AI powered features you see. It doesn't say choose which AI powered features you want or enable the AI powered features you want to use. Choose which AI powered features you see. Which ones do you see here? Well, I see this one. I'm not going to choose this one and this one and this one because I don't see them.
That's a big 10-4.
David Graham, all my other computers don't have a problem with seeing the network shares. Just the mini computer, I did disconnect it. Okay, that's going to jump topic. David, we're going to follow up with your shares later. We're not close to getting your answer. Message summaries. Show message summaries. This is what it is. Show message summaries at the top of the message and in subject lines and previews in the inbox list. Yahoo Mail uses AI to summarize the most important information from priority messages. That's it. Apparently, Okay. Something that's on my list is to look at the features that are in the new version, find any features that are in the new version that aren't in the deprecated version. And I'm going to let an AI do that for me. I'm going to use an AI screen reader. I'm going to tell it to look at everything here and look at everything here and tell me what's on this one that's not on this one. I'm not going to go through it myself. Trying to see what does the new version offer that the deprecated version doesn't, because I don't think there's much of anything. Oh my gosh, unbelievable.
That's a big 10-4.
Oh, David says, thanks. I think it's bugged out. I'll reload it. That should fix it. So you think you found a solution for it, maybe? For the shares? Let's see what I think I'm done with Yahoo for this show. All the root, add folders in root are shared. The root and folders in the root are shared. All my other computers don't have a problem with seeing network shares, just the mini computer.
Yes, affirmative.
I did disconnect it from the network and reinstated it. Can only see the one share. So this is happening on a mini computer. I'm guessing is this a new mini computer? Did it come with Windows 11 24H2? There are some things that I have seen on a computer that came natively from the manufacturer with 24H2 that it doesn't do properly, cannot do. As a matter of fact, one of them is it's either QuickBooks Online Desktop. I think that's what it is. QuickBooks Online Desktop. I cannot install their desktop app on the Baby Beast partition that I just created recently for that was formatted originally with 24H2. I cannot install that. And I've seen some other things. A computer that has upgraded from 23H2 and older operating systems has inherited older technology that 24H2 simply does not have. So you saying here this is mini computers. Are these new mini computers that came with 24H2, and these new mini computers have never been able to access those shares? And I'm gonna suspect that it might be because of the 24H2 thing. Am I onto something there? Because he says the other computers don't have a problem with seeing the network shares, just the mini computer. Is the mini computer using the same user accounts as the other ones? Is the mini computer using the same local username and password as the other computers? If not, try creating the same user account that's used on the other computers, the same username, same password on the mini computers. See if that makes a difference. That's just a troubleshooting step. David says yes. Yes to what? Yes to what? I just said a few things. He says, yes, it's using the same username and password. So this mini computer is using the same username and password that the others are. So did the mini computer come with 24H2? Let's get a yes or no on that. Thanks, I think it's bugged out. I don't know what you mean by that. I'll reload it and should fix it. So if it is a 24H2 problem, you could reformat with 23H2 and then install the upgrade to 24H2, see if that fixes it. He says no. He says no, it did not. The computer did not come with 24H2, so that's not the problem. Probably not the problem. But can you explain more what you mean here? It's bugged out. That makes me think that you've figured it out. You've fixed the bug. You got the bugs out of it. And Doman asked the question, was it updated to 24H2? That would be a yes. Just deductive reasoning. It did not come with 24H2. That means it had to upgrade to 24H2 from something.
That's a big 10-4.
Oh, what is that, David? It has an unknown user? What are you talking about? The only time I've seen unknown users is if the computer used to connect to a domain, or if you have deleted a user account, but the profile is still there. So when you're looking at the list of permissions, you'll have an unknown user because there used to be a username, or maybe some software will actually create a user name, such as QuickBooks will do that. So then if you uninstall QuickBooks, that might become a residual unknown user. Domain 2000 says, he says it has an unknown user. I see that, but I'd like to remove that, the unknown users. Well, you may have unknown users when you look at permissions. You may have unknown users listed there that there's no users listed in your profiles or your usernames to be related to that. I'll get to the link. Unknown user. Yeah. That's the way an unknown user typically looks like. The disk was previously in another computer, maybe. Not quite sure how that would work, but maybe. That link. Check the PowerShell commands in this link from Domain 2000. Cannot access network shares. 1124H2. The computers that can and the computers that can't, are they all on 24H2? Add the extension. Oh, that's an advertisement. Let's get a little bit of idea how much is here. There's a method 1, method 2, method 3, and then comments. Let's look at these comments, see if they say it was successful.
Big 10-4.
David says, yes, they are. The computers are all on 24H2. Thanks a lot. I've found the solution. The last method worked. Simply brilliant. Microsoft complicating. Any tutorial. Stupid antivirus. Out scans. Thanks very much. Scratching my head. Work flawlessly under Windows 10. Stopped working after upgrading to Windows 11. But these stopped working without any upgrades, without any changes. David said there's been no changes to the computers. It just stopped working. David, could you confirm that again? Just exclamation mark Y. No changes were made. Stopped working. I tested both GP edit, method 1, method 3. Both successfully solved the problem.
Yes, sir. Bob.
Yes, he says after. Oh, no, there was a change then. It was after an update that they stopped. That is a change. Uninstall the update. Pick one of those computers, uninstall the update. Find out if that was actually the problem. Do you know how to do that, David? We're into overtime. GP edit worked. Method 1 worked. Now these dates, yeah, so method 1 and
Elizabeth
method 3
10-4.
we've been getting. David says, yep. He knows how to do that. He knows how to uninstall the updates. Yeah. Try that. So here 3 is allow insecure connections from PowerShell. Network path not found. The final method to fix network path not found. That's not the error he's getting. Let me get back to that. So I'm not very optimistic about that one.
Read chat, please.
Zvi Minor, this related to SMB1 that was removed after an update. Yeah, SMB1. If your computers have SMB1 enabled, it's even if they're capable of SMB2, if they have SMB1 enabled, it's possibly that's trying to use SMB1. I'll go right off and show where that is. Windows key R, appwiz.cpl, and then turn Windows features on or off. Then SMB down here. Remove the check mark. If there's check marks for SMB1, remove those on both computers, the target computer and the one that's trying to connect. Remove those so that they all use SMB2. You won't find SMB2 on this list because SMB1 is optional. Highly discouraged, unrecommended. Unrecommended? Yeah. So, or just check the computers and see what each of them are set to see if there's a difference. That could be something that got messed with during an update. Yeah, now that we know there was a Windows update, if you told us that before, I don't recollect it. And I'm trying to get to what your messages were. Yeah, the shares show up. Again, there are root level shares. You do not have permission to access. That's different than network path not found. He is finding the network path.
Yes, sir, Bob.
David says, yes, it's older mini. I got from Carrie Intel
Read
i5.
chat, please.
And Zvi says he has to run with PowerShell as admin, the 3 lines from the link that Domain 2000. Well, I'm looking at the link. There's 3 different methods. So maybe it's method 1 you're referring to. Allow insecure logins via group policy. This method is to solve the above problem. So what is the above problem that they're referring to? How to fix network path not found. Again, that's not the error
Read
he's
chat,
getting.
please.
It's worth trying. And Zvi says method 3. But yeah, that's not the symptom he's having. Now, but it could be that this fix will fix it. He may be getting a different symptom because these computers have been through a different history. It's had different things happen to them. So this still could be a fix that works. So yeah, open PowerShell as administrator. Give the 3 following commands. You can just copy them right out of here and paste them into PowerShell. Let's see, Windows key, type PowerShell, and then come over here, run as administrator. Answer yes to the user account control. Then triple click, selects the entire line, Control C, Alt Tab, Control V, paste, and press enter. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to enable insecure guest logins. I do not. I use passwords everywhere. Multi-layered security. And I don't let go of security on any level just because I have security at other levels. Multi-level security, always. My opinion. Did I accurately cover what you were trying to get across, Zavi?
Yes,
I must. David says, yes, I run Carrie's network fix. That's in it. That's in it. Insecure logins. Yeah, but that hasn't been updated for 24H2. That hasn't even been updated for Windows 11. That was created for Windows 10. Oh, he has another fix. That's right. He has a fix specifically for the insecure logins. That's right. That's a separate thing. That's the same fix. Yeah. Okay. Doman confirms that Carrie's fix is the same fix. Okay. And that has not solved the problem, which, like I said, that's not the symptom he's having. All right. I think we're at a quitting time point. I think I want to do the song today. The theme song. I gotta check and see if I've missed read chats. Only 6? Well, in the recent chat that YouTube shows me. Method 3. He has to run PowerShell as admin, the 3 lines. Got that. This is related to SMB1 that was removed after an update. I don't know that you can really, I don't think we really know that. It could be. It's a different symptom. And insecure logins. Yeah, it still could even be a related to that, but not exactly that fix. So that fix is already in the utility that Carrie provided, and that has not solved the problem. So I don't think that's it. Yeah, remove the updates. No. Oh, he's saying no. He's telling me not to remove the updates because they caused the problem. It's a troubleshooting step. It's a troubleshooting step. You can always go back and add them back or go without them. Being 1 generation behind on updates is not a big deal. It's not a crisis. Calm down, if that's what you're trying to say, Doman. I don't know if Doman means to jump down my throat about things,
Yes,
but
affirmative.
it feels that way. David says, remember, I can see 1 share. You can see 1 share on that computer. Yeah, again, that's why I'm thinking this is not the source of the trouble. Because from the client computer, he can see 4 shares on the server computer that has 4 separate drives, but he can't access 3 of the shares. He can see the share names, but he can't access them. Oh, you're going to make, Jessamy says, you're going to make the missus very happy playing the full outro. Yeah, that's what I mean by the theme song.
Why, certainly.
Correct, just 1. Yeah. I don't know if we've moved the needle forward, but I think it's time to say goodbye. I was
Yes,
checking,
sir.
checking to see if I got all of these. Could the unknown user be an issue? I don't know. We did that. That's Doman. Doman gets points. Ken's hat is off to Scott, I think. She's still very upset you don't play it every time. Yeah, I feel a little bit hypocritical. The song starts out with 6 days a week, and I'm not doing 6 days a week. Thanks. Have a great day. I guess that's all 3. Yeah. All right. So I've checked on those. That's it. There's the email address if you'd like to send a question by email that will respond to sometime. Now, if somebody sends me an interesting topic, a particular problem that they're having with their computer and it's kind of urgent, that's probably going to make me want to go live pretty quickly, the same day, perhaps. All right, there we go. Or put a comment in any video, or you can ask a question in the chat room if you want to be able to chat. I said I was gonna check. Nobody reminded me about checking to see if anyone has asked for chat room permission. But nope, there's none of them there. So that didn't happen. Yeah. All right. Push the button, Doug. Get out of here. All right. Goodbye. Have a great day.
That's all, folks.
Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team, for Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply more deeply VB, where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme.